Jim Ross welcomed everyone in and introduced the commentary team of Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Chris Jericho, along with himself. We had no introductions and we straight to the ring. 1. Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews vs Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and 10 in a Trios titles tournament match. King and 10 started the match troll, but Silver came right back and tried to back Murphy into a corner. Silver came off the top rope and Murphy caught him, and before long, the two were on their feet staring at each other. Black tagged in and Silver kicked Black and tagged in Reynolds. Black went for a roundhouse, but Reynolds ducked and things came to a halt. The action broke down and everyone was outside the ring. We then got our first pip of the night back from break. Reynolds was on the receiving end of an elbow from Black. Murphy tagged in and stomped Reynolds' arms. Eventually, Reynolds landed a spinning elbow and got the tag to 10, who cleaned house. 10 went for the full Nelson, but the House of Black attacked him. Dark Order countered by taking care of everyone in House of Black. Black, being the big guy he is, punched the hell out of everyone, but 10 clotheslined King out of the ring. 10 went for a full Nelson on Black, but Black went to take the brace off 10's knee. As a result, Black kept working 10's knee, but then Miro's music hit and the House went to attack Miro. Miro stood his ground and Reynolds rolled up Black for the win. Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and 10 defeated Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews via pinfall in 9:03. After the match, the House beat the hell out of Miro until Darby Allin and Sting came to the ring. Without any physicality, the House left the ring and Sting gave a stare down to Miro. We then went backstage to an interview with Hook. Hook actually spoke and said he doesn't care about a video, but then Cool Hand and Daddy Magic came into the frame. They made their intentions clear about wanting the FTW title. Wardlow headbutted Nemeth to shut him up and landed a powerbomb. He then did it again. He then did it again. He then did it again. Surprisingly, that was it. Wardlow defeated Ryan Nemeth via pinfall in 129. After the match, Wardlow posed and we went to the commentary table, which talked about DraftKings, and to a break, we went. Hobbs hit a strong clothesline to open things up. Hobbs kept roughing Day up and mocked Ricky Starks. Hobbs landed a spinebuster for the win. Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Asthande via pinfall in 59 seconds. After the match, QT Marshall came on the big screen with his boys and Marshall punched Starks in the head with his watch. Hobbs seemed happy while he left the ring. We went backstage again for a Jade Cargill interview. Cargill kicked Layla Gray out of her crew and called out Athena for All Out. In response, Athena attacked Cargill before we went back to the ring and Sammy Guevara's entrance. Melo and Soho started the match and Melo grabbed control instantly. Soho ultimately fought back and hit a series of shots to the midsection. Melo tried to come back, but Soho punched Melo, who then tagged in Ortiz. Guevara got the best of Ortiz to begin the exchange, but Ortiz hit a slam and dropped Soho onto Guevara for a 2 count. Ortiz was pushed into the ropes and Melo caught him long enough for Guevara to take back control as we went to our second pip. Back from break, Ortiz got the hot tag to Soho, and Soho came in to fire up on Melo. Soho landed a side suplex and a boot to the face for a 2 count. With Melo perched on the top, Guevara put Soho on his shoulders, but Soho landed a poison rana. As a result, Melo hit a crossbody onto Soho for a 2 count. Soho ran at Melo, but Sammy stepped in the way. Melo responded by going for a DDT and a kick, but Ortiz caught her and Soho landed the no future, but Sammy broke up the pin attempt. Soho tagged Ortiz and Guevara ran to the corner. Anna Jay ran down Tati Ring and attacked Soho by throwing her into the steps while the ref wasn't looking. Guevara then hit a cutter on Ortiz for the win as Ortiz was bleeding. Sammy Guevara and Tay Melo defeated Ortiz and Ruby Soho via pinfall in 9:36. Right after the match, we went to a CM Punk/John Moxley video. Punk said backstage he didn't know what it meant for his foot to feel like it did, and I guess that was the backstage footage they advertised. We went backstage again for a Jade Cargill interview. Cargill kicked Layla Gray out of her crew and called out Athena for All Out. In response, Athena attacked Cargill before we went back to the ring and Sammy Guevara's entrance. Claudio Castagnoli vs Dustin Rhodes for the Raw title. The two went back and forth to start out until Dustin landed an arm drag for a 2 count. They slowed down and Castagnoli worked a side headlock. Castagnoli shoulder blocked Dustin to the outside. Back inside the ring, Castagnoli went for a pin and mocked Dustin with a 2 count result. Dustin kicked Castagnoli for a 1 count. Castagnoli knocked Dustin to the outside and we went to our final pip of the night. Back from break, Castagnoli was working over Rhodes, but Rhodes came back with a side suplex. Castagnoli hit an elbow and that started both guys hitting elbows. Dustin clotheslined Castagnoli over the top and then hit a cannonball onto Castagnoli on the outside. Back in the ring, Dustin hit a lariat for a 2 count. Dustin landed a code red for a 2 count. Castagnoli lifted Dustin and landed him on the top rope before hitting a lariat for a 2 count. Castagnoli called for the spin and went for it. He hit a good amount of rotations before going for a ping and getting a 2 count. Castagnoli sunk in a crossface. Dustin rolled through for a 2 count and went directly to a snap power slam. Dustin hit a pile driver that looked more like a power bomb. Dustin went for something, but the two ran the ropes and Castagnoli ran into Dustin's crotch. After some editing, Castagnoli hit an uppercut on Dustin and that was enough for the win.